Hi, I'm Ryan Barayuga. I'm a teaching artist, photographer, climber, diver, social media guru, and living in Chicago now, but originally from Hawaii.
Yeah, nice. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Welcome everybody. This is Talking with Teaching Artists, a podcast, a show where me, Jordan J.RO Ordoñez, and
Gery JOYFUL Moore.
we candidly talk with, genuinely connect to, and humbly learn from our fellow teaching artists, talking about our teaching roses and thorns, arts education, class management, social emotional learning, and so much more. Yes, today we have Ryan Barayuga.
What's up?
And before we move on, I have a joke for you too.
Lay it on us.
I've used this before. Let's see.
Okay.
What is a pirate's favorite letter?
I'm not going to say anything because I heard this one
You
already.
heard this one already?
Yeah, I did.
A pirate's favorite letter.
But I'll let Ryan take it.
What is it, Jordan?
Well, I guess. What do you think it is?
R. No?
So you'd think it'd be R, but 'tis the sea that he loves. What do you think?
I'll take it. I'll give it a 7. I give it a 7. I give it a 7.
A 7
You
out of
said-
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
It's a solid dad joke.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't raise the bar too high, but can't put it too
Yeah,
low.
last time we
either.
talked about our butt quacks. You know.
Yes.
Yeah, it's because that's why ducks have tail feathers to cover their butt quacks.
He ain't having it.
5.
Yeah, that was going to say less impressed with that
Yeah.
one.
No, I like the C.
the pirate one more than
There
the
was
duck
yeah,
one.
there was a twist.
Yeah.
There was a twist to it.
Yeah.
There's a twist to it. Yeah. So Ryan, we start with our personal roses and thorns. So
Mhm.
it's your rose, your highlight of recent, of today, of this week, and then your thorn, your low light. Can I share first?
Go for it.
Okay, I like to share my thorn first and with the more positive one. A thorn personally this past week is I've been experiencing some depression symptoms. Not as bad as it before because I'm on medication, and also just my personal skills have developed. But usually it would be like me in my room. It actually started in pharmacy school. Yeah. Like all those my depression and going
Yeah.
to therapy and stuff. you know. Yeah.
I mean, pharmacy's it's a tough
It's
thing
tough.
to go through.
It's tough. Yeah. But when I when I have trouble checking my email, like I don't feel like checking my email, and oh, so yeah, it's checking email and then cleaning up after myself. Those are the two big things, and then also, I'm watching TV more. Those are the three big things that tell me, something's going on, and I have to kind of reassess. And it was like yesterday and maybe today where I'm kind of okay. I cleaned up before I cleaned up
Yeah.
my side of the bed. Yeah. So that's my thorn. My rose is that my partner and I, Bia, finally bought our tickets so we can go visit her family and her mom in Brazil.
Amazing.
Yay.
Yes. Yeah, and she hasn't been back home since 2018.
Wow.
Since 2018. So it's not even just going home, but she hasn't seen her mom in person since 2018. And her
quite
brother.
in many moons.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so this was a big deal. Yeah.
That's
That's
wonderful.
fun.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to.
And you've never been to Brazil.
Right. I'm excited to practice my Portuguese. I'm excited to meet her family and kind of know that side of her.
How is your Portuguese going?
Eu falo muito bom. Eu falo muito bom.
Sure.
Yeah. I have no idea what you said, but yeah.
I speak very good. Very good. Yeah. What about you two? What about you, Gary?
Right.
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
Okay. Okay, let me think. I didn't think this far. Sorry.
You want Ryan
I was
to go?
I also had mine, and then I was like,
I was just
listening
gonna
to
say
your
yeah,
story,
like
and
listen,
then I, like,
yeah, exactly.
and then I forgot mine.
Like,
so.
like listening to his, I was like, oh, I had something prepared, and
Yep.
then it like fucking, she's gone.
Yeah.
No, I'm good at thinking on my feet though,
Okay.
so it's fine. Okay, so my thorn, which is a pretty easy one, is like this past week has like been very bad in terms of like me like making money and the opportunities to make money. So I'm just extremely poor, and being poor fucking sucks, and it's not enjoyable, and I hate it, and I'm not content or happy or in a pleasant state because of not having any money. Because the more money you have, the more access to resources you have. So my resources are very limited. And like I said, bitch, we ain't having it. She likes to live a certain type of lifestyle, honey. Period.
I think that was a part of my one of the triggers of my depression. Is,
Oh yeah, being poor. Yeah, it sucks. I get it.
Getting what's the overdraft fees and stuff.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, that's happened.
Yeah.
That's happened before.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Do you have a rose?
Sure. There's always a rose.
Yes. Even small ones.
Well, my rose is that, despite not having a lot of money, I still, like a couple weeks ago, I gave myself retail therapy. Because that's one thing that makes me happy is like getting like clothes and accessories and jewelry and shoes and all that. That's always gonna put a smile on my face. So I got like a new bag that came in the mail. So yeah,
Nice.
that made me happy.
What does it look like?
So it's a lounge fly, and it's from the live action Little Mermaid.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's super super cute,
Awesome.
and it's
We'll have to take a picture of it.
yeah, I'll definitely
Let the followers know.
Yeah,
whatever.
share it with the people that I'm like, y'all gonna see me here. I may not have any money, but bitch, I'm always gonna look cute. So
When you gonna whip it out?
Oh, I gotta keep
its debut.
Yeah, I gotta keep them on their toes. Maybe next week, maybe the week after, maybe I'll wait after spooky season. You never know.
You'll have to follow what you do.
Exactly.
Suspense.
Exactly.
Thank you for sharing. What
Of
about you,
course.
Ryan?
So I think my thorn. Let's start with the thorn first.
Yeah.
Last week been feeling a little under the weather, so that's just always not fun. And my partner has also been very under the weather. So
Where do you think you're at? Towards the beginning, the middle, the end of it?
oh, I'm clearing up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
On the upswing.
Great.
Yeah, coming up. But just being sick is not fun.
Right.
And we've
my
had such
gosh.
nice days in Chicago recently, and it is like so limited for what we can get, and it's gonna get cold, and like
Right.
I had 2 layers of jacket on the way here. Well, because I was on my scooter.
I was gonna say
Oh.
yeah,
I was on my-
because
yeah.
you scoot.
I was on my scooter. I'm going like 15, 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, jeez.
it was like and it's supposed to get nicer, so I'm excited for the good weather
Yeah,
coming out. Yeah.
You'll actually get to enjoy it now.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And then I guess my rose would be next week. I think it's next week. I get to go to Austin and watch one of my favorite sports, F1.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
So F1, F1. If
I
you
am
don't
not
know,
a sports fan, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Break it on down.
F1 is a bunch of rich boys that race really, really expensive cars.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
They-
heart wants what it wants, baby.
They travel all over the world.
I think that
They
was
have a race in Austin, so I get to
Okay,
go
and
down.
you're gonna get to see it.
Yeah.
that was the race that was featured in Ferrari, right? That last movie, the F1.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know if I watched that or not.
Oh, okay. It was Adam Driver.
Oh, I definitely didn't
Oh,
watch that
okay,
one.
okay.
Yeah, there was a lot of like racing movies
Oh,
out.
okay.
Yeah, I don't
Just
think I
not
watched that
on
one.
board.
Yeah, I was gonna say, were you going to South by Southwest?
Nope.
Oh, that's
Nope.
in Austin, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
No, something even lamer. Just watching people drive in a circle.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Before actually we get into our teaching roses and thorns, how would you describe like your teaching artist journey? Like when did you start to now?
Actually, I started maybe 3 years ago.
Mm.
Yeah, like 3 years ago. I was actually pulled in with one of my photography friends. So we actually teach side by side together.
Oh, now.
Yeah, like right
Oh,
now.
So the teaching that you're doing now, this is kind of like your first job teaching job?
It's my
kinda?
first. It's my first job teaching photography. I've
Okay.
taught before, like I've taught climbing before.
Mm.
I was in special ed, so
Oh, really?
so I taught that before pharmacy school.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
So like teaching is not foreign to me. It's just teaching photography
yeah,
is new.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
What's like similar and different? with the other stuff.
Well, very similar. Like you got to be patient
Yeah.
for sure.
Because it was kids before too.
Yeah,
Special
it was
ed
all. I mean, like when I was teaching climbing or like teaching / coaching climbing, it was very young children. So
Oh.
maybe like 4 to 13.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
4 years old.
That's a very large age gap.
It is. Yeah, it is. It is.
I tip my hat off to you. Like, that's not easy.
And then when I was in Hawaii, I was doing special education, and it was like middle school to high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, just being patient, like trying to figure out what each kid needs. We have small classes, so it's easy to like pinpoint like, okay, this kid needs this kid needs this, and try to like focus in. And
you can like tailor it more.
yeah,
for,
and like
what
when
the
I'm
student
talking to
needs.
each kid, I can like talk to them a little bit differently. Yeah. But I mean, different is like mainly just like photography is very different from everything else.
Yeah, just the content.
Yeah.
The content. Yeah.
Yeah. But a lot of the things can translate over.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So started with special ed, then climbing, and then this particular.
Yeah, and then
And
photography.
photography.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So when did you first do the first teaching? How long ago was that?
Oh, that was maybe 2012, 2013.
Oh, honey. Okay.
wow.
Yeah.
That's
That's a while ago.
awesome. That's wild.
Yeah, so I did that for maybe 3 years.
Oh.
Yeah, and then came to Chicago to do pharmacy
Pharmacy
school
school.
with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then like climbing.
And then
still out
climbing
there?
was after pharmacy school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So after pharmacy school was like actually what I was really looking to do was look for a climbing gym, but I didn't want to pay for climbing.
You ain't wrong. I get it.
'Cause it's
Yeah.
so
Oh my
expensive.
God.
I'm
It's
trying
like
to save some coin,
Yeah.
honey.
'Cause
I
it's
hear
like
ya.
$120 a month. I didn't have that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's like a part of a whole gym membership, or it's a fancy rock climbing place.
Yeah, and rock climbing is like not cheap. So yeah, I was like, how do I do this?
Mhm.
Apply for a job, and the only job that they had at the time was like teaching kids how to climb.
Yeah.
And you were like, sign me up.
Yep, and I'm like, I can do that.
Yeah.
Easy enough.
Yeah.
It would be so much. It would be more funny if you didn't have any climbing experience.
Oh yeah.
And you were just like, I feel like starting to climb.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay for it, so let me just.
Yeah.
I'll teach and learn at the same
Simultaneously.
time,
Yeah. Just fly up the seams, so to speak.
But, say more about your current teaching artist practice. What do you do?
Yeah, so I work with a nonprofit called Freshlands Chicago, and what we do is we take kids who have like lost or have like defunded art programs, and we take them in. They have to actually apply to our program, so it's nice because it's kids who want to be in the
Yeah.
program.
It's a game
Which-
changer.
Yeah, if you're like teaching and you are like working with kids who want to be there, it's so much easier than kids who are just like put in there for daycare.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jordan expressed that. In
the climbing
last
climbing
night,
was kids. We were daycare for kids,
Yes.
not like.
and maybe more well off.
Oh yeah, we were.
families,
In,
too.
I mean, like we were in the West Loop, so
Oh,
Oh, baby, so the coin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
coin.
mean, it wasn't a cheap daycare, but it was like across the street from their place, so they just like threw them in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
But no, these kids like actually want to be in the program, which is really nice. And then I teach the event photography class, which is like the most advanced class that we have. So the kids have to go through like a beginner class, an advanced class, and then if they want to get to our class, they can like take photography from
Mhm.
us.
Oh, and is that like third level kind of the different industry, the different like beats?
Kind
makes
of,
sense?
yeah. So I'm not too familiar with the other classes, but I know that the beginner class they do it's just like how to use your camera. Very, very basic. It's composition, basic like how to use your camera, how to edit. The second class, they make like a photo book. So
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
they get to pick a theme, and then they like shoot
Like
their
work
project.
around that.
Yeah. their project. And then our class is event photography, and it is very different from like fine art photography. So just like getting the kids to switch a mindset is very hard. But what's cool about our class is we teach two separate classes. It's an event A, event B, and we focus in on like how to shoot an event. We switch them over to manual photography, which if you haven't done it before, it's like very hard and like requires a lot of brain power for somebody who
Does
has.
that mean film, or what does that mean?
No, so when you shoot in auto, it means like the camera is
Oh,
It's like
auto
doing-
adjusting.
it's like doing some of the settings for you.
Oh,
Whether that's like shutter speed or aperture.
okay.
It's like switching it for you. But when we do this event class, everything is in manual. So they have to manually change all the
Ooh.
settings. And it takes a lot more brain power.
Yeah.
And
Because they have to like make the call
oh yeah,
of like what they think is like best for this situation.
exactly.
As opposed to like you said, like the camera being like, "Girl, I got you."
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
But it makes the photos better.
Mhm.
And it like really pushes their learning. But like, so that's one of the main things that we teach in like the first class, that composition and like how to shoot an event. So it's very camera focused in that one. Event B, which we just started today, is more focused in on flash photography, which is a whole nother beast within itself. Client interactions.
Ooh, it's professionalization.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh.
And like how to deliver galleries, how to, be professional, like how to be in a professional setting.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, and that would be great to. I was talking to Gary. I was talking to Ryan about After School Matters, what Trey and I are doing, and how
Mhm.
they give you funding not only for the instruction
Mhm.
but also to the teens too.
Yeah.
And so as they're going through like their professionalization, as you're also getting paid too, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really good. And then like the final thing in this program, if they pass all of that, then they get put into like our event core, which is just a bunch of high schoolers who have like gone through our training, but people from the outside who need like lower end photography.
Okay.
Yeah, just they have a smaller budget.
Yeah,
probably,
have a
right?
smaller budget. They can come in and hire our kids. This is like for
That's a
amazing.
really,
Yeah.
really
That's
dope.
so amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
They can already like start putting things on their resume.
Oh, for
and
sure.
Essentially, it's an investment in like the future them.
Yeah.
That's really, really
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
phenomenal.
And
That's
they're getting
cool.
and they're getting paid. But
And they're
just
getting
kinda-
paid,
And they're
like-
getting the coin, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think we had one kid that was that made like over $1,000 in the summer.
Work.
Wow.
And this is high schoolers.
Yeah, work.
This is high schoolers.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. And
Yeah.
you help like get to foster that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's very rewarding.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring us down, and switch us to our teaching thorns. You can let's put a pin in all of that joy, and then we'll save it for after the break.
Yeah.
But let's talk about our teaching thorns. Anyone have one? I have one.
Go for it.
Go for it, boo.
Okay, so this is fresh. This is fresh. My thorn today is I had over 20 kindergarten, first, and second grade dance kids today. Ugh. It was so draining today. It's a after school program on the west side in Garfield Park. That's a different beast compared to teaching like on the north side or something like that, where it's the energy is just a lot more. There's a lot more entropy in this demographic, and it's kids that are just there.
Mhm.
So it's not kids that signed
Are
up.
willingly
Yeah,
there.
that signed up for it.
Oh.
Yeah.
They just like they get a snack that's provided from the school, and then they're like, okay, you can go to drumming, you can go to dance, you can go to sports, you can go to something else.
Yeah.
And then the kindergarten, first and second grade get to me.
Yeah.
And yeah, that age with that group size and then unfortunately I don't get a co-teacher or anything like that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was.
So it's just
yeah,
Mr. Jordan all by himself
yeah,
trying to wrangle these 20
kids.
right.
Bitch, I don't envy you in the
Right.
slightest.
And
That sounds like a nightmare. That sounds awful.
and the bigger picture through this program because I'm there. I used to be there Monday through Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but now I'm just there Monday, Wednesday. The bigger picture is I love this program, but it's just and also like I'm not complaining about like the socioeconomic circumstances that the community that goes to that school has to, be oppressed with. But yeah, it's just 20 little toddlers, not toddlers, but older than that.
Tiny human beings.
20 tiny human beings. It was just a lot. I didn't do any dance instruction today.
You were a glorified babysitter.
No, but like I did do some teaching, but I didn't do any dance teaching today. Yeah, and I was behavior management, it was conflict resolution, it was like
keeping them safe. Like
Yeah.
none of the kids are dead.
right,
Or none of them are
keeping
injured.
keep-
like
keeping them safe,
Yeah.
keeping them also like because
Child management.
right
Mhm,
because
mhm.
Yeah.
what we did do today was what I've been calling rose and thorn papers. Same idea, but it's their coloring art time. So I say on one, put your name on. You got to put your name on it. On one side, draw, write. Sometimes the kids would actually write it out, which is very different. Or you can draw it. You have to draw a thorn and you have to draw a rose. Sometimes I'll be like, all right, today for your rose, something that makes you feel loved or excited. Or your thorn, I say something that makes you feel angry or nervous. There's emotional learning there. That's what we did today.
yeah.
That's what we did today. Because that's more important than the dancing. It's are they good people first? Yeah. But very, very,
Yeah,
training
it's
today.
exhausting work for sure.
it was very,
Yeah.
very draining today, especially because Mr. Jordan, can I get my ticket? Mr. Jordan, can I go to the bathroom? Mr. Jordan.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Oh yeah.
I feel you.
And
And when
then-
you're the only person, that's
yeah.
a tough.
And then also,
Is there a reason why it was just you? Like
oh no, it's just been.
that's
like that.
just what it's giving.
Dang.
Bitch. Okay.
Yeah. Very,
Wow.
very draining.
Mm-hmm.
That's my teaching teaching Thorn to do.
This is a message from Concrete Circle Network. Concrete Circle is a digital community network and booking platform for street dance and culture created #for us by us. We believe that our culture and our art are valuable and sacred, and we should have access to quality resources and an empowering community to support each other in making it. Concrete Circle is partnered with Talent Management Agency and committed to increasing access to industry, quality resources, and fostering an uplifting community to support each other in our journeys. We value authenticity and quality in making connections and building community, in addition to accessibility in their professional opportunities that are completely free or low cost for dancers. Concrete Circle will always be for us, by us. Join our network at Concrete Circle on Instagram or at concretecircle.org. Again, that is Concrete Circle on Instagram or at concretecircle.org. Mwah. And this is not because we talked about this before, like you have like a certain age range that's like kind of like your happy spot or like your sweetness. And this
is my sweetness.
This is your sweetness.
This is what I like.
And these little fuckers still gave your ass.
Yeah, this is what I like.
Okay.
Yeah. Like if it was 10.
Because I don't like teach. Well, not that I don't like teaching kids, but if you're going to give me a choice, I'm always going to pick adults. And we talked about this, but this is your sweetness, and they still gave you a hard time. Wow.
It was just, if it was 10 of them, it would have been
20? That is a lot.
20 is a lot.
That's not a small number.
No, I counted. It was 22.
That is not a small number of only you to have to be in charge. So you being
22.
Exhausted makes sense.
Yeah. But afterwards, like I'm not like it energized me. But in the moment it was just like but then on my scooter ride home afterwards, I was like, yeah, I did that.
A sense of accomplishment.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I got it. I hear you.
And like one of the other dance teachers that's there, they had trouble finding one of the kids when it was pickup time.
Oh Lord,
and so I'm like, hey, I had success. I didn't lose someone.
Exactly. Take that win, honey. Like I said, the kids aren't dead. They made their way back to their parents. Like no one's injured. Yeah, take that win.
Yes. What about you all? Any thorns?
Ryan, you can go.
I think the biggest thorn for me, at least like with this photography, with the photography thing, is that transporting kids is a nightmare. We're in event class and we have to go out and shoot events, but we can't drive the kids just like because of insurance purposes. So it's either calling Ubers or taking trains, or once we got a school bus, which is great. But these kids are coming from all over the city, and yeah, it's a huge chunk out of their day just to travel to whatever event we need to go to. Yeah. And events are not usually like at a very nice time, like for public transportation travel.
And for kids
too. Yeah. And like we're not going and like dropping kids off at their houses. We're meeting at a place. These are high schoolers, we're meeting at a place and just like hoping that they all get there. And when we have to go to like, a little bit sketchier places, it's like, I wish we could drive these kids, or if we have to go out to the burbs. Some events are out in the burbs. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And that's that's an Uber ride, which is just a big chunk of money out of, our funding that we just have to give the kid. Yeah. We have to just eat.
You just have to take it.
Yeah. Instead of us, being able to transport. So
what other, I don't know, solutions or like better, is it like just buying a bus?
I don't actually know what the solution is for that. We've talked about it, and it mostly comes down to, I think the insurance of like what the insurance will cover through the nonprofit. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because and then there's just so much uncontrollable factors. Because with the after school motor program, Trey and I are thinking we're thinking about, can we bring them to some dance events? And we're trying to bring them to battles. And there's a kiki ball coming up, and then there's gonna be adults there, and adult things, and it's in the late evening. It just doesn't work out. And we're like, I was just trying to get Trey to come on, but Trey was like, no, there's too many uncontrollable things. And I was like, even that too, right?
Gotta pick and choose your battles.
Yeah.
How does it work with the teens that program where you can hire a high school teen? How does that work then?
They have to figure out how to get there themselves. Yeah.
So they're truly just their own small business through the. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But then, because they're under 18, how does that work with? Like, is it a technical, like a internship program with y'all, or how does that? Do you know?
I'm not exactly sure how that works. That, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether they would be classified as.
They probably had to get their parents' permission to be an employee or contractor of the nonprofit, and then something like that.
I guess so. I've never even thought about that. Honestly, haven't even thought about that until just now. Oh wait.
How is this actually operating?
I guess you guys have to pay taxes on this too. So I have no idea.
They're like, they're spending money to go work, right? So there has to be some type of compensation or
but some of our kids are over 18, so they can do, I guess, all the normal things they do. But for the ones who are in high school, not too sure. But they also can get high school, they can get summer jobs, right? So maybe it's under the same thing.
Possibly. It's not like it's illegal for them to work, right? Like they're old enough to be able to work. It just looks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I had this whole they had to get permission from their parents, but no, the legal age to work is 16 or 15 or something. Like that, right?
Yeah. I started working when I was 16.
And you didn't need parent permission.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. We just solved her. Yeah. He answered her question.
Too much. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
And then you're like, there is no solution. What about you, Gery?
I think my teaching thorn is because I am so strapped for cash and desperate for money, having no shade, having to resort to teach kids, which
having to
which I said, it's just it's not that I hate teaching, I would never say that. It's just teaching kids and teaching adults gives you two very different senses of a reward.
Yes.
And
we talked about
this. So bitch, sign me up for the reward that teaching adults gives you, because I don't have time to figure to help you tie your shoes and I don't have time to explain to you listen, we're playing a fucking game, and now you're crying because you didn't win the game. Bitch, you're welcome. We're playing a game to begin with, first of all and foremost, but now I have to take time to explain to you of how winning isn't everything. Bitch, I'm tired and I'm poor. And there's a reason why I don't have kids. What you're doing right now, too much. No. But this is what I signed up for, because I said, bitch, I'm poor and I do need money. And you get more money teaching kids than adults. So that's my teaching thorn, is being put in a situation that I don't like being in, but I'm going to do it anyway because I know how to do it and I have the experience and I need money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if if money were no object, you wouldn't teach kids. Would
Bitch,
you
hell
advise?
no. Fuck out of here. No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
If money wasn't on the table, no. Let Gery change the lives of adults. I will do that.
Yeah.
You don't even have to ask. I'll do that in a heartbeat. But like I said, changing the life of kids, yeah, it's cute and it is rewarding and it does make me feel good. But there's a reason why I'm like, yeah, you got to give me more money.
Yeah.
It's as simple as
absolutely.
that. Because
Yeah,
I'm not babysitting adults. I have to babysit your children and I have to teach them something. Yeah, bitch, you gonna pay me. Period.
Yeah, that's why a lot of the at least the dancers that I know here in Chicago, where while they're hustling to do the dance thing, they're making more money at the dance studios teaching dance to kids and teens. And stuff like that. Yeah. Have when's the last kids class that you taught? Or are you about to? Are you about to start?
The last one I did was either like Thursday or Friday. I can't remember exactly, but it was, it just passed. It was like a recent phenomenon. And like I said, it wasn't like bad per se, but like on my on my way there, like I do get anxiety for again, it's like adults are more emotionally developed, right? Like if they have shit going on in their life, like they're conscious and mindful enough to know like, okay, like that exists like outside the door. Kids, on the other hand,
and you can cope themselves.
Yeah,
can cope
but kids are fucking dumb as shit when it comes to like emotionally being able to like separate the two. Like if a kid's having a bad day at school, they don't give a fuck if they're coming to dance class. They're gonna bring that trauma into your shit. And I'm just like, bitch, what the fuck that got to do with me? That's got everything to do with you, but now not only does it have everything to do with me, now it has everything to do with the whole class. Now my job just got more difficult because now I got to calm your bitch ass down, and I got to calm down all these other kids, and I'm just like, again, a glorified babysitter, don't like it. Doesn't make a happy Gery, and fucking sucks, but it comes with the job of teaching kids, so
I have a
did
question.
it anyway.
in the moment when you're crying there and you have to do that, what keeps you going in the moment?
Well, like, what keeps me, I mean, I just remind myself, I'm like, well, this is why I'm a professional. Like, I know how to navigate these waters, and I know how to like defuse the situation. And no shade, again, unlike them, I'm just like, I'm the adult, so I'm actually mature enough to know how to separate my personal feelings from what's happening in the moment. And so I'm emotionally developed enough to being like, me getting upset with you, where's that going to get anybody? Like, that's only going to make everything worse. So you're losing your shit over something that literally doesn't matter, but you're too emotionally ignorant to understand that. Me, on the other hand, I can actually clock the tea. So I'm going to be the one that's just like, okay, we're going to like chill, and I'm going to like try to give you tools, and I'm going to try to give you methods. I'm like, okay, here's why you should just like calm down, and here's why you should relax. Or if this is too much for you, I don't phrase it like this, but I'm like, you can get the fuck out. Like, get out of my classroom. Like, you need a moment? Girl, that's fine. That's one less of you I have to deal with. So leave. And you leave for like, you got 5 minutes, because after that I'm gonna get, my anxiety's gonna kick in. And again, like, bitch, I got a few jobs. One of them ain't losing the kids. So like, let me not lose you. But I'm like, yeah, if you need just time for yourself, and if you need to change the environment, of course I'll give you that. Like, it's no tea. But again, these are all things. This will never happen. I've been teaching adults since I was 16 years old. Not once in my entire history have I ever had to do this with teaching adults. So that's why I was like, that's the thorn of teaching kids. To, again, it's like being a glorified babysitter. So I'm just like, give me more money to be your therapist then, or give me more money to be your baby. Like, you want a lot. You are asking for a lot. And considering, bitch, I'm only getting like, what, $30-$40 for the hour for wearing all these different hats, and to make sure you don't kill yourself or kill your fellow classmates, bitch.
There's a when you were describing that last part, I was thinking about, wow, yeah, I have a new great found empathy towards the traditional like academic teachers because they're with them 5-6 hours every day with the same group of people, and the content isn't fun. It's not photography or dance or like music, and it's not fun. And so how do you manage?
How do you keep them engaged?
Yeah, how do you manage 20 kids, not teaching them this unfun subject and dealing with all of the things that you just mentioned, right? Ooh.
I tip my hat off to them because I'm like, bitch, it couldn't be me. No shade, it couldn't be me.
It's you ever find those educators, those student educators, and they're like, yeah, I think I want to do like kindergarten or first grade. Like, wow.
Yeah.
That would be me, I think, then.
I was just going to say, bitch, you're talking about yourself.
Yeah. What about, what sort of classroom management do you have to do since they're applying for it? You know what I'm saying? Or like they're teens. Is it different or?
It's very different because we have the power to like just say bye. You're not in the class anymore. So that makes it really easy for us to be like, get off your phones. Show up to class. Like, you have to be professional because we are like gonna. This is like a professional class.
Yeah, it sounds like just like a vocational training program.
It kind of is, yeah.
Yeah.
So if the kids don't show up, they're not responsive, we can just be like, all right, bye.
Yeah.
And that's the precedent we set at the very beginning. But it is helpful that the kids have to apply, and there is that motivation of making a good amount of money. Yeah.
So do you have? So I have like classroom management tools of like call and response. What if they say, if you hear my voice, clap once. If you hear my voice, clap twice. Have you ever had to use any of that stuff?
No. Yeah. Our class sizes, like, this is the biggest class we've had, and it's 9.
Okay.
Yeah. And we have 2 teachers. Yeah. So it's pretty easy.
Is it a lot of very individual teaching time? Okay, that's what I imagined.
A lot of it is, yeah, especially like because every kid has like a different problem, like either like with their settings, with their camera, maybe they're just like not getting the shot they want. So it's every kid needs a little bit of different kind of support.
So the content requires like some more individuals, because I don't know, when Gery and I teach, we're teaching to the room of 10 or the room of 20, not you learn the dance, and okay, and then I'm going to teach you the dance, and then I'm going to teach you the dance, and so it requires a smaller class size.
Yeah. That, and like everything that we're doing is like very well, I guess, like overseen. Yeah. Like, we're making sure, like, okay, you know how to properly use your camera, which is, I guess if you're not a photographer, you don't think about like, which dial do I turn to like change the shutter speed? How do I turn my camera on and off? Like, it's actually a big deal. Yeah.
I don't know if you gave one of your cameras to my dad. I don't think he would be able to.
Yeah. And we're like adding flashes this week, and that's a whole nother thing. Really? Is like, how do you turn on a flash? How do you change all of these things? So it's
a better flash than this other flash. There's good and bad flashes.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
But even on like a handheld, not just like the flashes.
No,
like
so these flashes,
studio?
they're maybe like this big.
Ooh, honey.
Yeah.
So, oh wow.
And then you put it on top of the camera.
There's even nuances with like the tiny, like another tiny one, but just like not the studio flash with the whole umbrella.
Yep.
That's yeah. I just got some headshots done a while ago. Yeah, and there was like, we had a whole thing of like, what background should we use?
Oh.
And he had a whole like a bunch of rolls would look like huge. Film rolls of like different backdrops.
Yep.
And it was a really cool setup to see, because he was like that's what he did, is just headshots.
Yeah.
That's like crazy,
Yeah.
right? There's like
Headshot photography.
just headshots. I mean,
That's like a specialty in and of
Yeah.
itself.
Oh, yeah.
and I mean, it wasn't cheap, and it wasn't cheap as well. But also just having just like, imagine it's like dance, but I only do like
Like this one thing.
this one thing, you know. And it to me it seems like and only teaching people how to turn left. I don't know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It seems so small from the ignorant outside perspective, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like something that, or this is something I was just like told in dance. It's like choosing to be like, you can be like a master of like an art or like a jack of all trades. And like, because I went to school for dance, I was just like, well, bitch, yeah, I'll be a jack of all trades. Cause like I can make peace with knowing like, regardless of the style I'm doing, there's always going to be someone better.
Yeah.
Like, and bitch, that's A-okay. Like, I am fine with that. Like, knowing that, like, someone's about to slay this more fiercely than I do. But I'd much rather that than being like, you know, and this isn't shade to them, but like, I don't want to be a one-trick pony. Like, as the saying goes, like, I don't want to be like, oh, bitch, I can't do anything else but like devour this one thing. Like, that's, to me, that's boring. So I'm like, girl, no, let's have a smorgasbord.
What drew you to event photography then?
I think it was the easiest thing to get into when I first started.
Is there just like more opportunities there?
Yeah, and like anything can be an event, really. Like first birthday party. You know, I started shooting the first Fridays at Pilsen. One of my friends used to run a show every first Friday, so I would go and take photos.
Oh, okay. First Fridays.
I think it's first Fridays.
Was it a house dance thing? Because I just have
No,
house music thing.
she put on. It was like local Chicago artists, usually 3 acts, and everybody come in.
Ooh, like a So Far Sounds thing.
Kind of, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, there was alcohol. People came, danced, and it was, you know, artists, spoken word, you know, singer-songwriters
Nice.
that would come in. Yeah, and I would go and shoot that, and it was like just really easy. I did everything for free at the beginning. I was just like, okay, how do I even start this?
Right.
Yeah, and I love music, love going to events, so that kind of just like fell into my lap. Yeah.
Oh, can I
That's awesome.
ask? So, like, what about photography kind of like called out to you to where you're just like, okay, like this pharmacy thing that was cute. However, like she's not that girl anymore, and now we're gonna transition into like this different avenue or this new chapter in life.
Yeah.
Or if there was multiple things about photography, of course. You can
Not
say
really. I guess so. Photography. I've always been around photography.
Okay.
Like my mom worked at a film developing studio like back in the 90s,
Oh, cool.
and it was like for the
Like one of those Fuji stores. Fuji.
Fuji. Yeah, kind of. But it was like on a big scale. Like they took in all the professional, like high-end professional photographers in Hawaii that were doing like billboard campaigns and shooting all the professional surf photography. So they were like very, very good photographers around me, which I didn't know until, you know, a lot later. I'm like, oh. Yeah, I was like surrounded by all this talent.
Wow.
And
Yeah. You
Wow.
didn't like realize you were in this pool of richness.
oh yeah, it was crazy.
And then like, did it stick as a hobby throughout?
Yeah,
Even through
so
pharmacy school and stuff? Or?
yeah, throughout pharmacy school. Well, actually before pharmacy school, I kind of just like had a camera around me all the time. One of my buddies in high school was the sports photographer, and I would go and shoot sports with him, and he would give me the camera sometimes, and I get to like shoot around with it.
Cool.
Yeah, and just like had it with me. Did some traveling before I went to pharmacy school. Had my camera with me then, and it was like so much fun just to like go out. I think what really drew me to photography was just like creating these like pictures that I would see in magazines, like on the billboards, on the screensavers, and like trying to like recreate that in my own photography. Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Um,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think last question, and then we can go to break. Yeah. What is, of course, financially, like income is nice, but what is the thing that keeps you teaching? Like, why would you want to pay it forward?
Oh.
What is that thing?
Yeah.
That
I
you're
mean,
paying forward, in addition to just the professional and technical skills.
it's I guess it's just like teaching kids like my art, my trade. And it's nice that these kids actually want to be there.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like teaching them like the proper way to like come into this business. Giving them like the skills and the resources that they need to like strive or like, you know, to like excel in photography if that's something that they want to do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the gratification of knowing that, like, okay, I have this knowledge and experience and wisdom, and like, let me transfer this to you if it's gonna like essentially give them a more fulfilling life.
Yeah.
And give them like more purpose and
for
give
sure.
them like more a sense of just like quality of living and knowing that like, okay, like I was a contributing factor to this. Like, yeah, that's.
Yeah, I'm also like a big proponent in like trying new things and like seeing if it sticks. And if it's like photography that like sticks for like one of these kids or, you know, a couple of these kids, then I can be like a part of that journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a whole like stereotype in my head of like people that wanted to be behind the camera were more introverted, like wanted to be at the party, but just, you know, not the talker. So I'm going to be behind the camera and experience it through that. Is that any of that? Because I really liked photography just because I was introverted and I didn't have to engage in the conversation
Yeah.
all the time. But what is it that for you? Is it?
It's a little bit of both, I guess. So event photography in itself, you can't be introverted. You have to go up. You have to talk to people.
Because it's an event happening.
It's an event happening. And like to get some of these like very high energy photos that you'll see, but yeah, you have to go and you have to interact with people. You have to like be energy.
It's not just like just.
He's not a fly on the wall.
Oh,
He's
really? You're actually talking to them?
Sometimes you are a fly on the wall. But like when you're getting group photos, when you're just like trying to get like people energized, you have to be the energy
for the photo.
Yeah.
Because you're sort of like stopping the experience.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so you have to be like, you have to be the energy. You have to like go and talk to people and yeah, like to make somebody look comfortable in a photo. Yeah, you have to like be personable and
Oh my
like,
you have to be a human.
Yeah, if you're like very standoffish, people are gonna be like, okay,
Oh,
like why are you taking my
yeah.
photo?
Right, I just stood up at I was just a bridesmaid, but a man. At somebody's wedding, and the photographer was so snippy, and I was like, I'm not having a good experience taking these wedding photos with you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And like, yeah, and it comes through like in the photo.
Yeah.
But then there's other things where it's like sports photography. That is full just fly on the wall. You are there to capture the action. Yeah.
Would that be under events or?
It's very similar to an event.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Where you, well, like in sports photography, the only thing that wouldn't be in an event would be running around grabbing group photos.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but like there's a lot of sports photography is all action, so you're just
like you said,
around.
you're there to like capture those action moments.
Yeah. Concert photography, you're very fly on the wall-y, until you turn around and then like you can interact with the crowd and like get them hyped. So like you can get like good like cheering photos and
I mean, yeah, of course. Anytime I see him on camera, I'm like, yeah, the camera.
yeah.
The camera.
Some people are not like that, so you gotta bring the energy.
You have to
gotta,
bring that
yeah.
out of them. I see.
Yeah.
I recently, and then we can take a break. Sorry, I made me think about it. I recently took one of those personality tests, and it said, "I'm an entertainer." What? Just because my entire life, the majority of my life, I've identified as an introvert.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then to see this test, and I'm like, what? An entertainer? And then I thought about it. Like, I mean, yeah, that's what I do. I'm in front of people almost all day.
You're a dancer. You're an actor.
Right,
you sing,
right. I'm a teacher, and I'm in front of people, and I'm like managing energies.
Yep.
All the time.
On a very consistent basis. Yeah.
And I'm naturally an introvert. It's so interesting.
Yeah.
So.
Duality.
Okay.